in our first game.
I rip this before games. I go into the batters batters thing, and I just start pitching. I pretend like it's the World Series.
All right.
Are we live?
Yes, we are.
Greetings, sports fans. Charles Cullen and Isaac Moskowitz here again on Dragons Field to call another lacrosse game. We've got 12 minutes on the clock. This time the Dragons take on the Hornets. The Hornets got the best of the Dragons yesterday in baseball. We'll see what the Dragons can do to respond in this great sport of lacrosse. Two completely different sports, both equally as fun.
Absolutely. I loved doing baseball yesterday, and I'm going to love this lacrosse game too. We got two kind of a bit of a doubleheader against the Hornets in terms of had baseball yesterday, now you have lacrosse today, and should be a really good match.
As here's an early shot and an early goal. So the first shot, first goal there for Haas. Put that one through. And that took 9 seconds on the first shot on the first attack of the game.
Wow. I mean, we've seen quick goals before, and it never ceases to amaze me. 9 seconds, Haas takes it, and he just scores a quick goal. It's almost automatic. That shot was felt very routine to him. Felt like it was something he's done for a while and was able to get it right past the goalie. And this could be a high-flying game if those come fast and furious.
Well, that one certainly did. Right off the face-off. Didn't take long. That face-off was such a strong win. They went ahead, found an open player. There you go. Goal number 1 on the first shot of the game. 9 seconds into it. That's a good pace to have.
Absolutely.
So we'll see what this face-off will bring, but we know that the games really live and die on those face-off wins for the most part. As this one is up and shuffles it back, finds a teammate, takes some contact, but now able to get into the offensive zone. Stopping. Tried to find a teammate, couldn't get it, but now picked up in the backfield. Edwards slowing it down a little bit, now taking it back. Substitution is made as Bodian comes on. And on comes Josh Kitt as he takes the ball.
Remember in the Hopkins game, Sebi Bodian had a day. He had 2 goals that from what we broadcast on GSPN. He might have had some in the first half, and he just had a fantastic, phenomenal game. He's looking to make an impact on this one as well.
Edwards trying to size up his opponent, gets by him, tries to find a teammate, had that one smacked away. Now on the ground, trying to pick it up. Being kicked around. We'll see who comes up with this one. Still on the ground and picked up by the Hornets. So they'll try to get out of their defensive end and go on offense for the first time. It's going to be picked up by the defender. Flung out, high pass, and able to save it from going out of bounds. A nice spin move. Still not able to get into the neutral zone, out of their defensive zone as they fling this one to a teammate. Now into the neutral zone and into the offensive zone for their first offensive opportunity of the game. We'll see if the Hornets can respond just as quick as the Dragons went ahead and scored their first goal, as this one's behind the net.
And it's so crucial to try to make the most out of that first drive. And you see in this game how quickly things can turn around for a team. If you have a good play and you have a good strategy going and you have that first offensive possession, they're unable to get it done there, but it helps out your team. And this one, they don't have a lot of time of possession, and that's really been hurting them so far. I mean, only down 1, but GFA's just been dominating in time of possession. We know in lacrosse, the more time of possession you have.
Oh, what a move by McGrone, as that one is just stayed right off the stick. A great stick save. Dragons take it, but boy, that spin move got him, and he got him bad.
Absolutely. Wow. Great stick spin move right off the back of the Hornet defender, and able to spin, had a wide open shot, or unopposed shot.
A nice move. Couldn't find a teammate though. Now passing it behind the goal. Still looking for a way through. Hornets definitely have shored up their defense after that first quick goal. As there's some nice contact. Ball is on the ground, picked up by Hamden Hall. Still on the ground though, taken away by Kitt.
Nice job.
And this is Kitt's first game back, I believe, at least on GSPN.
Played a little bit of the last one, but this is his looks like his his big game on the broadcast. Here's a nice move by Edelman and another save, a big hit. Nothing called by the referee. So this netminder for the Hornets have looked very, very solid. Even though he let up that first goal, there was nothing he could really do when you have somebody right in front of you, but he just saved 2 point blanks in a row. Tough shots, put them away though.
Absolutely, yeah, and saving those shots and really bailing out your defense that way.
Shot and a goal by Bodian. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh no, definitely cut me off for that kind of goal.
Shot.
Wow.
For his first goal of the game, the Dragons come out now to a 2-goal lead.
That was a long shot, and we're used to seeing Bodian shoot from a little bit closer to the goal, either from a quick pass and shoot kind of thing, cut and run sort of deal. But he shot that one from way deep, and that bodes well for GFA. He can go both ways. If he can shoot far or shoot close, it doesn't mean that they don't have to get him into the space, and they don't have to get him into the center of the field for him to make a great play. And from what I was saying, the Hamden Hall netminder, he's looking pretty solid. He's had a lot of shots come his way, but he's only given up 2, and those shots that he has saved have been spectacular saves, and he's looking really good, but he needs his defense to bail him out a little bit. The defense they're playing aggressive, as you can see there, but they're not containing players well.
Tried the pass went into the slot, now picked up by Hamden Hall, though, trying to get out of their own zone, knocked into his own defender, but able to get it right back, although met with some big resistance. Finds an open player. Took a slash, ball on the ground, picked up though as he enters the neutral zone. Tries the spin, can't find anywhere to go. Finds a teammate, that one chipped out, and the Dragons will get this one back. A nice job by the midfielders to take an opportunity for their offense as they walk into the offensive zone. Still passing it around, working the perimeter, now speeding things up a bit. That shot, oh my goodness, what a shot! Josh Kitt putting that one away from way downtown. Top corner too. Boy, it doesn't get any prettier than that, folks.
Absolutely not. And this is exactly what GFA missed when he was out with an injury. That ability to just shoot from wherever on the field and make it too. I mean, that shot way from downtown, able to get it in. Great shot, great form, and this is exactly what GFA not really has been missing, but definitely a person they like to have back.
I mean, that's a goal you look at and you just go, what the heck was that?
Absolutely.
You can't even see it.
Blink and you miss it, and if you're the goalie, you just look at the back of net and like, huh? Where did that come from? Like, there's not much you can do with a shot from that distance. You can just shoot from pretty much anywhere on the field or on the offensive side, really, and there's not much you can do if you're a defense or if you're a goalie. And it's got to be demoralizing for Hamden Hall just seeing that and being like, there's not really a chance of us to defend it.
There's nothing you can do. But look, the Dragons now take a 3-goal lead, and if there's ever a time for a timeout, this would be the time to do it after something like that. You just have to regain your composure a little bit after watching that rocket just fly into the back of the net.
Absolutely, yeah. Great time to just settle down, look at what you do well offensively, go over your plan offensively, go over your plan defensively, and just say, okay, we know that was a fantastic shot. We got to regroup. We got to know what we do well fundamentally and keep improving on that.
Face-off coming now. And again, a big reason why GFA has this 3-goal lead is that they are 3-1 on the face-offs.
Yeah, that's a big stat to notice, and that's a very interesting aspect of this game because we know from countless games we've broadcasted that the team that wins the most faceoffs controls the time of possession. They often win the game because they just have more chances to shoot and score. And GFA has won 3 out of the 4 faceoffs. That's a 75% win rate. And they're looking to, increase that more. And for Hamden Hall, the best thing they could do right now is just win those faceoffs, set themselves up well offensively. They've really had no real opportunities offensively to just try to increase that or just get back at these goals. And winning those faceoffs and setting themselves up well offensively will definitely help that.
So face-off coming, and this one once again won by the Dragons. Make that 4-1 as they get to work on offense once again, and it just seems like the more you win those face-offs, the more you just take command of the game. As this one's flung in, now trying to find a way through. Flips it back, and they start the reset. Outside, it's Haas now. Still trying to find a way through. Spins around, spins back the other way. Fires into the slot. There's a goal. And the goalie didn't even see that one. He didn't even know he was into the back of the net until he heard the sound. Again,
Absolutely.
So much traffic in front causes some confusion and allows for a shot like that.
We see a lot of those shots happen in both hockey and lacrosse, and how if you have a lot of traffic in the front of the net and then someone just gets a good pass and then quick pass and shoot, they're able to score a lot of times because there's just no way for the goalie to see it, and then they get an open lane to shoot it, and it's in the back of the net. And Grant Miller is so good at positioning. He just positioned himself at the exact right spot, boxing out defenders, and is able to corral the ball and spin and then get the shot.
As yet another face-off win for the Dragons. Trying to find their way through. Now behind the goal. Miller. Looks like Edelman's checked into the game, and that's really good for the height advantage, and he has a very strong shot too. As he'll get it here. Kit also checked back into the game. So I guess they have to be careful. He's got that lightning speed as he's trying to find his way through and can't find a teammate yet. Now flings it behind the net. As McGrone tries to find a way through. Nice save. So looks like the goalie has figured out McGrone, at least for the short term, as there's a turnover picked up by Edwards. He's rumbling through, takes that shot and a goal. He's got that big body and is able to use that to exert some contact, and Mater's got a goal.
Absolutely. They call him Toe Mater for that reason, and he's able to just rumble down the field and really body people out too. He's a fantastic defender that way, and he uses his body to his advantage, and in that instance able to corral the ball, rumble towards the net, and make the shot. And now GFA's up 5-0, just under 6 minutes left in the first quarter, and things are not looking too well for Hamden Hall, to say the least. They just have had no time of possession, almost none. They've only won one face-off, and they've had maybe 3 minutes of time of possession in their own end, not even. And so GFA has just been dominating the time possession category, and that's one of the reasons why they're just able to score so many goals.
And
they're able to take tons of shots, and that's really the way that they're able to get those in the back of the net. So Hamden Hall's got to find a way to get that time possession, win faceoffs, get turnovers, get the ball in your offensive zone for you to work with.
Well, you can't score if you don't have the ball, and GFA has not let the Hornets have the ball at all, especially with all these face-off wins. And that's really how you build a lead. And you take some time off the clock too. It's just the first quarter, and it's 5-0. As this one's flung out to Kit. Looks like Edelman set the check in. He will. The substitution made. Now speeding it up. Takes some contact. Going around the back of the net. Fires this one to the wing. Back outside now. Still trying to find a hole. Now Edwards taking some contact, shoots, and a nice save in net. This one's tipped up and taken as this one's flung out. Now in the middle of the field. The neutral zone, trying to get past Kit. Nice slash for the ball. Trying to get that one out. Has to be careful to not take a penalty, and no penalty is called. Tries to dip around, a nice pass. Couldn't get the shot out. Had a nice angle to shoot. Had to let some room too, but couldn't get that shot away. Nice tight defense being played to save that potential scoring opportunity, as this one's now flung behind the back of the net. Spins around, gets past the defender with ease, tries to put one through. It bounces off the side of the net, and we'll see this one is going to the Dragons.
And that was a pretty good offensive series for Hamden Hall, and they really hadn't had an offensive series pretty much all of this game. And getting that one, even though they weren't able to score a goal and get back, chip away at some of the deficit, just being able to run some plays, run some offense, and figure out GFA's defense, or at least see what GFA's offering on defense, is invaluable for Hamden Hall at this point in the game. And we'll see how they're going to use that to try to chip away at this lead and try to figure out this defense. But it looks like GFA's defense was pretty stout. They were locked in, had their targets on lockdown, and really didn't let Hamden Hall have any room to work with.
Now still behind the goal, time ticking as we approach the final 3 minutes of your first quarter. And this has been a very long quarter because of the amount of goals that have been scored, and we may see another one here. McGrone trying to find his way through, now pass this one outside.
I want to see it. I wasn't here. I feel like I missed all the drama. I didn't even, when I heard that, I didn't even know. I just assumed that they...
Flings this one around. Nice screen set as he tries to spin away. Can't get anything though. This one's loose in the slot, picked up by Hamden Hall. So they've got the turnover they needed. Can they turn this into an offensive opportunity? He tight ropes the sideline as there we go. Hornets are in business here. Has to be careful. Had that one slashed away. A fantastic play to take that ball away, and the Dragons right back to work in the neutral zone and into the offensive zone. Nice job to avoid the contact there, and the Dragons have it right back just like that. Wow.
Great defense by GFA, to say the least. That was a fantastic slash, and right in the right time, too, because Hamden Hall had the momentum. They were running down the field, had GFA beat on the defense roughly, a little bit, and they're able to make a fantastic play. And it just shows Hamden Hall, if nothing else, it shows Hamden Hall that even if they make a good play, GFA can respond right back with a fantastic one.
The Hornets take it right back, though, as now we're in the final 2 minutes of this quarter. Nice spin. Picked up again after the loose ball, as this one's now taken outside. Changing some positions. He has some room to work with now, but defense closes in quickly. Spins around. Trying to find a way through. Defense not giving him anything, though. As this ball's on the ground, picked up, though. Minute and 30 seconds now. Going outside off the mask. That can't feel too good. But probably feels a little bit better that he was able to get that ball back.
Absolutely. Can't imagine getting hit with that rubber ball in the face, even if it's at that low speed. It can't feel good.
There's a shot. That one is wide. The Hornets will take it back, though, after a deflection. Now trying to get around the goal. Nice tight defense being played by the Dragons. They've got 50 seconds rather to stand tall. This one put inside. Thought about shooting it. Couldn't get an angle, though. I think that shot would have been a blind shot and probably not the right shot to take at this scenario, especially when you need a goal. And look, a goal before the end of the quarter. It makes it a little bit more doable, but it's a foot race for the ball, and it's picked up by Bodian, so the Dragons may be going the other way. Dragons were outnumbered for a bit as he steps back and waits for some reinforcements. They've got 15 seconds to work with. Can they get goal number 6 and flip the script here towards the end of the first quarter? As Edelman tries to shoot, and he scores! And that is goal number 6, just like that, how quick they can work just to wait for your teammates to come up and go ahead and score a goal like that. A nice job by Edelman with 8 seconds now to work with. Thought you might see Hamden Hall's first goal of the game, but no, it's GFA's 6th.
Absolutely, and you saw a good drive by Hamden Hall. They were moving the ball well, passing effectively, but they didn't really have much movement off the ball. They didn't really cut inside. They didn't have many moving parts to try to confuse GFA's defense, and it resulted in a turnover. And then GFA, in their end, in their offense, they moved the ball very well, and they really had a good drive going, and Oscar Edelman, good shot, coming straight down into the back of the net for GFA 6th.
So the faceoff was just sat on, and there's the buzzer. GFA takes a 6-0 lead after one quarter. We've got another 3 of these, Isaac.
Wow. I mean, 6-0 lead after just one quarter. This is shaping up to be, I mean, if they score at this pace, it'll be 24 goals. That would be something to see. I don't think we're not going to get that. I'd be very surprised if they score at this clip the entire game. But still, up by 6 in just the first quarter, and they're looking really good. They're looking really hot and looking to score as many goals as possible, and it's really a credit to the time of possession that they've had. They've had almost the entire, really, the majority of the time of possession. I wouldn't go as far as to say almost the entire first period, but I mean, it kind of felt like it. I mean, they were in the Hamden Hall's defensive zone forever. And
it's all thanks to those face-off wins.
Absolutely. All thanks to the face-off wins. They were able to get it done in the face-off circle, and then it helped them out offensively. And then their defense stood tall towards the end of the first quarter when Hamden Hall had a good drive. And they didn't allow Hamden Hall to generate that momentum, get that goal, and then that confidence carry over possibly into the face-off circle and beyond. They really stood tall, and it shows in the scoreboard. 6 goals to nothing, and their offense is humming.
You said it, Isaac. 6 goals, none of them prettier, though, than Josh Kitt's absolute rocket from long range into the near post. How does that go in? I'm still
can't
baffled.
tell you. I could get Dr. Kuhn on the calculations.
Oh, my
but
goodness.
I can't tell you. That is just, you shoot it, and it's just a thing of beauty, really. It's just wonderful to see. And he's going to be happy with that goal, and that's really what GFA was missing.
At first glance, you'd say, we can't replicate that. That's probably something he practices 1,000 times.
Probably. I mean, that's definitely a scenario where I can imagine him practicing in his backyard or in practice, really just spinning off of the defender and then shooting it at that near post. It's just, it worked. When it works like it's beautiful. It works beautifully, and he's just definitely looks like he's been practicing that shot time and time and time again to perfect it and make sure it can work in game time situations.
Well, they definitely saved him for the right opportunity. He looks 100% today, and I'm glad they didn't rush him back. You don't want to rush a player of that caliber back with an injury, especially when he's got such a bright future ahead of him. He's a 9th grader, a freshman, so he's got another 3 years of eligibility for high school. He's definitely going to be a future leader on this lacrosse team for sure.
Absolutely.
So the face-off coming now. We got 12 minutes back on the clock for quarter number 2. A nice scrum for it. We'll see which way is this going. Violation on the Dragon, so Hamden Hall will take the first face-off, and this will definitely help them as they need to get something going.
Absolutely. Just get something going. Another good drive. A goal would be the best, but if they have a good drive and they can test out schemes on their offense and test out plays, that works too. And just try to figure out what works and what doesn't work against GFA's defense. And right now, they have no answer for GFA's airtight coverage. And so this drive, if nothing else, would definitely be a good research drive.
Now battling through some contact and knocked down. Still on the ground, though. Will he be able to save it from going out of bounds? He is. A nice job to save that ball. Met with some contact, though, in the corner. As this one is almost intercepted. Still on the ground, and it's going to go out of bounds, going to the Dragons. Now with Grills, as he tries to find a teammate. Still has it. Grills is known to go all the way sometimes. Definitely the most riskiest option, but when it works, I guess. I mean, it's just kind of nerve-wracking for everyone involved.
Exactly. If you're on defense, you're kind of like, not again, and you got to cover the goal. But it is really fun for us here in the broadcast booth, sitting comfortably up here to see that, because you don't see it very much in almost any other sport.
It's worth the price of admission.
Right, exactly. Well,
I mean, the admission is free, but if there was admission, it would definitely be worth the price, more than the price of admission.
Absolutely.
You know, it's also free watching GSBN. We pride ourselves on no ads, no fads.
No ads, no fads, no subscription, just games. Just us two, you and I talking about sports and broadcasting GFA sports. So it's really a good, fantastic bargain.
Now, contrary to popular belief, we are not sponsored by Good and Plenty, although we'd love to. So if Hershey's is watching our broadcast, we would love to be sponsored by Good and Plenty for our Land of Good and Plenty award, as that's a fantastic save in net. And the Dragons are going to get this one back. Now behind the net. Still working to try to find a hole, and they can work a little bit slower now that they have a 6-goal cushion.
Absolutely. They can take their time. you're not at the stage where you need to milk clock, but definitely carrying down that clock as much as you can in the second half, just kind of going into halftime, holding that lead. That's a good strategy. I think, though, they're going to put their foot on the gas, and they're going to try to get as many as possible. Just try to increase that cushion and just try to drown Hamden Hall in goals. And Hamden Hall is definitely going to try to obviously stop that. Their defense is going to try to stand tall, hold strong, and really it starts off with containing GFA players. Push them to the perimeter. And I know they can shoot from the perimeter, but that's a tougher shot than the shots inside. And really, if you're Hamden Hall, you want to limit the easier shots that GFA can take and make them take hard ones. And they may make some of them, but they're not going to make all of them. And that might be the calculation that Hamden Hall is going to make towards as we approach halftime and in the second half.
Now Kit directing traffic, finds McGrone behind the net. That went off the stick, though, and GFA's going to lose possession of this one. A low pass, he couldn't corral it. So the Hornets now will have a nice opportunity to try to get their first goal of the game, but they haven't tested Grills yet. It really hasn't been, I'm not even sure they've gotten a shot. It's usually just been a turnover or an errant pass that just stopped all their possessions. And will this be a turnover here? Still on the ground, still trying to slash for it. Still going, still trying to fight for it. And it's going to be picked up by the Dragons. So yes, it will be yet another turnover. And again, that wasn't just a pass, that was just not on target.
Absolutely, and that's something that Hamden Hall can't do. They have to take care of their fundamentals. They have to take care of the ball. And when you're losing by this much, the fundamentals become key. If you can take care of the ball and you can pass well, then you can start to take a look at your more abstract ideas. What are the plays you're going to draw up? What is the defense giving you? And they weren't able to do that there, but they do get the turnover. So it's kind of a battle of, okay, which plays are we going to excel at here?
No, they say no tip, so the Dragons will take this one. Nice job. Again, no saves by Grills. You didn't need to make a save there. Technically, it's a shot, but not a shot on target or goal, as this one's flung into the middle of the field. It's Miller, able to get around that contact, now in the offensive zone, looking for a teammate as he slows some things down. Now in the back corner. It is a nice day for Lacrosse to be outside. The wind sort of died down a little bit, some nice blue skies, and it's not too hot, not too cold, just right. As Miller trying to fight through, takes that shot. Oh boy, what a goal! In the top left corner, fighting through contact, an unbelievable individual effort. And there it is, goal number 7.
Goal. Wow, top left corner, and that one was a beauty. That one going to the right, shooting to the left, just beats the goalie in the top left corner and able to sink that one. And GFA takes a 7-0 lead. 2 goals for Grant Miller so far on the day. And this is exactly what he's good at. He's really a fantastic player at maneuvering through the defense, just cutting through, weaving through 2 players or however many players he needs to weave through in any given play, and then making those shots too. And he's coming alive in this game, and he's been an integral player. He's been very important to GFA for quite some time now, and he's been a couple of impact plays on the GSPN broadcast, but I think this is his best game so far that we've broadcasted.
A violation on the Dragons, so the Hornets will pick this one up. Now, we are just a little bit over halfway through. They've done a good job of keeping the Dragons off the scoreboard from this point, although they have just let up 1 goal.
Right. I mean, at this point, I think GFA, last quarter, GFA was up 3, maybe 4-0. So the Hornets have definitely calmed down GFA's attack. And I think it's more been the fact that the Hornets' offense has been their best defense. They've been able to stay in the offensive zone for some time. They haven't gotten any goals off of it, but they've been able to take the pressure off of their defense.
Oh, that one just off the post. So the Hornets will get this one back. We'll see what the offensive strategy is here for Hamden Hall. Again, they really haven't been able to solve the defense. They did on that last one, but it went off the post. So they need to put those shots on target too when they become available. But, I mean, in lacrosse, you really don't see a lot of shutouts because it's only a matter of time before you eventually get your goal.
Right, exactly. Goals come so fast and momentum can change so quickly in a game that seeing a shutout is quite rare.
There's a great save in net by Grill standing tall as he flings this one into the middle, and the Dragons have a fast break. They're up as this one on the ground and going to be scooped up by the Dragons, but they miss that odd man rush opportunity. Now trying to get his way through, able to get into the offensive zone, slowing things down a bit to allow his teammates to move some off the ball. Now behind the net. Able to tried to get around the defender, but not with some big resistance. Thought he might get around him first, but no. Now they start their attack again, though. Taking some contact, looking for a teammate. Fires one. That was an unexpected shot, but the goalie's able to stop that one. It's a great save.
Absolutely.
Quick reaction
great save,
time, too.
And, yeah, exactly. Great save, great reaction time, and a great confidence booster, too, because he's seen 7 goals go past him, and a lot of them have just been really tough shots that are very hard to save. But handling that one was an unexpected shot, but I think it had a little less velocity on it, too. I think it was a slower shot and a little bit easier to see. There wasn't much traffic in front of it. And being able to save that one and not having that error, really, and letting that shot in is definitely a big confidence booster for him.
Well, a big reason why Dragons are up 7-0 is what just happened just a little bit ago, which was just a pass not being on target, going out of bounds, and just ruining the offensive opportunities when they've had them. And Hamden Hall have just been destroyed by that so far as we're past the halfway mark in the second quarter. And it's been the story of the game for their offense so far. And as for GFA, they've had so many opportunities on offense, and they've taken such good care of the ball that it's no surprise that they're up by 7 goals. It could be a lot worse, though.
Absolutely. It definitely could be worse. And Hamden Hall's been able to hold their own in this quarter. Only allowing 1 goal and kind of containing GFA's attack. But they don't want to let up now. And it looks like GFA's having good movement in the center, and they're not able to contain GFA as they cross into the center well. So look at the players in the center and watch as they cross. We'll see if there's any shots like that.
There's a nice save in net as he tries to flip this one. What are they calling it? Looks like Hamden Hall is going to take this one up. There's a nice slash, loses his stick. That's the best case scenario for the Dragons. Take the player out of the game for a little bit. Threw it into the slot. Good save in net. Can't ask for a better save than that. It's a tough shot to have to deal with when you got a player point blank, but he put his body in front of it. Now tight-roping the sideline. Hamden Hall is in the offensive zone as they're looking for their first goal of the game. It's been a much faster quarter, like we thought that it would be, because of the amount of goals that was scored in the sixth quarter. In the first quarter, when you have 6 goals scored in 1 quarter, that's a very, very long quarter.
That's a long game, and really in any quarter too. In baseball too, if you have a 6-run inning, I mean that's a long inning. But definitely good for Hamden Hall that the things have settled down. They've only allowed 1 goal this quarter, but it's a bit of a double-edged sword too, because now you have less time to work with, and they still have yet to score a goal in this game. And you're almost done with the second quarter, headed into halftime with that goose egg. That can't be a good feeling. They're going to try to make the most out of this offensive opportunity here.
Flinging this one behind the net, spins around, a nice job, tries to find a way through, off a thigh. But the Hornets will take it back. Takes some big contact, looking for a shot, and that one is off the side of the net. And Hamden Hall is able to take this one back up now, approaching the last 2 minutes of the half. And you definitely don't want to go into halftime with that big 0 on the scoreboard if you're the Hornets.
Right, exactly. You want to get at least 1 goal. Hopefully, for them, they can go on a little bit of a scoring rally. But 1 goal is definitely it's on their minds right now. And going into halftime with that goose egg is just demoralizing. You feel like you haven't been able to make any good shots or really make any good plays offensively. And that's something they don't want to have. They don't want to go into the next half demoralized while GFA's riding high. And so this offensive opportunity or this possession, they definitely want to regroup as they're doing with this timeout.
Yeah, definitely a good opportunity and a nice job by the coaching staff. I think that's the perfect call in this situation, especially when you have the ball. Now, you're talking about you don't want to feel like you haven't had a lot of shots. Well, it's not that they haven't felt like it. They haven't had a lot of shots.
Right, yeah.
And that's the big reason why they got into such a big hole early. It's because they didn't have any shots. You don't have any opportunities to shoot. You can't score. You can't have time of possession. It's about winning those face-offs, and they just haven't been able to do that. If it hasn't been a violation, it's been GFA ball.
Right, exactly. So that's something they're going to want to change going into half two and figure out a way to win more faceoffs and be more effective in the faceoff circle. But that's really been the story of the game. And we've seen it a lot of times with the girls lacrosse, and we've seen it in the boys lacrosse games as well. When they win time possession, when they win those faceoffs and have that kind of time possession, they score a lot of goals. That differential between what the other team scores and what GFA is able to score, it gets bigger with the more time possession they have, because, like I said, they just have more time, more opportunities to shoot and more opportunities to score. And so Hamden Hall's going to want to prevent that. They want to be able to get some face-off wins of their own and set themselves up well offensively, because offensively they have the right strategy going. They've had some time possession, unable to do anything with it. I think that's really a credit to GFA's defense rather than poor planning offensively. But they're going to want to really increase that time possession. The more possessions that they have and the more opportunities to shoot that they have, the more likely they'll score a goal.
So the Hornets look for their first goal, and they've got 1 minute and 45 seconds to do so. Taking some nice contact, trying to get around the goal, but again, the Dragons defense really stout. Fake the pass, isolates the defender. Still lots of contact. Tried to fling it over him, still has it though. Now back outside. Now, Hamden Hall, they can take their time a bit. I mean, you're not going to score more than one goal, I think, so you just want to set up for that perfect opportunity to put one on the board. You have to be careful and not turn the ball over. When it was on the ground, it's taken now by Hamden Hall. They shoot, and that one's just wide, and I think the Dragons will take it. Or was it tipped?
It looks like
Hamden Hall, then I get it.
Yeah, it looks like it was tipped because it looked pretty far from the left. And I don't know if it was a missed shot or anything, but looks like it's a tipped by GFA, and that's a lucky break for Hamden Hall to get the ball right back with another shooting opportunity.
And they've got 1 minute to work with here as we're now underneath the minute. This one's on the ground. We'll see. GFA is able to pick it up. Can they do the same thing they did last time in the last quarter, which was score a goal and flip the script after what looked like a good opportunity for the Hornets? Gets around. He has a nice job to shoot. That one's off the side of the net. So now Hamden Hall has 30 seconds to work with, but they have to get it out of their own defensive zone as this one is flung and caught on the outside. Still trying to get around, tight ropes the sidelines, and Hamden Hall back in business, but they have 30 seconds to score their first goal of the game before the end of the half.
Yeah, this is definitely a good place to score, just to get that momentum and get that confidence going into the second half, but not easy. And they're sub 20 seconds, and they're going to need to hurry if they're going to score a goal. But then again, if you hurry, then GFA's defense has opportunities to knock the ball free, get a turnover, and overall prevent you from getting the goal.
They've got 3 seconds, and this one's not going to be on target. So Hamden Hall not able to take a shot through that whole series. And although they limited GFA to 1 goal, so not a lot of damage done in that second quarter, the scoreboard is still 7-0 going into halftime. As for GFA, their offense slowed down a bit, but it took a lot of time off the clock, made the quarter go a lot quicker than the first quarter. And their defense shored up when they needed them. Overall, great. Hamden Hall has really not been able to find their footing because they haven't had the ball enough to establish any type of way to get comfortable in this
Absolutely, yeah. They just really haven't been able to establish that kind of offensive production and establish that presence offensively to show that to score goals, really. And that's really been the story of this game. They just haven't had the time. They haven't had the time possession. They haven't won the faceoffs to get that time possession. And it showed on the scoreboard to the tune of 0 goals scored by them in the first half. And on the flip side, GFA has had all the time in the world to work with, really. It feels like it. In the first quarter, they scored the majority of their goals in the first quarter, 6 goals to be precise. And it was really a credit of they won face-off after face-off after face-off and just dominated time possession in the first quarter, and really were dominating time possession in the second quarter too. It was a bit more even, but they still won out there, and they were able to score a goal to increase their lead. So 7-0 going into halftime. Both GFA is going to try to keep doing what they're doing, and their defense has played airtight. This is some of the best defense I've seen them play this year, and they're just going to try to improve on that, keep working with that, and their offense has been really, really solid and really productive too. And I think that's a major part of that is the return of Josh Kent.
Definitely a confidence booster for sure. Gives that offensive mentality. He's got the speed too to cook anybody. Right now, I want to focus my attention though on Jack Rolls, who is having a great game in net when he's been called upon. He hasn't been called upon often, but he's been in the right position and forced some interesting shots, but that probably would have been a lot better if he wasn't in the right position.
Right.
He's been playing great so far. He's keeping his team in it, and he's been very, very solid with some great saves so far. So we've got 5 minutes left in the halftime clock, so stay with us. Even though there's 7 goals to nothing, you never know. Teams can go on a scoring run, and they can score very fast. The first goal of this one was in the first 9 seconds. It takes 9 seconds to score a goal, and there's a lot of seconds left in this one, Isaac. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, who are watching at home or watching the video after the fact. We will be right back at you in about 4 minutes for the conclusion to this one. So stay So we've got some fans here for a halftime interview.
Oh, they're videoing us. That's
and
so awkward.
I want to ask you guys, how do you guys think the game's going so far?
You know, I'm really impressed with the work our Dragons are putting in. Yeah, Hannah, what do you have to say? I can't tell who's who. I didn't bring my glasses. But yeah, we just really love the energy out here. There's a good amount of parents and friends, so it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, just really enjoying it.
Well, I am enjoying this game too. It's been pretty high scoring. The first quarter was definitely action-packed. The second quarter a little bit slower. What do you prefer, a nice defensive game or the high-scoring game?
I mean, I think a nice defensive game is pretty intense to watch, but I want some action up in here coming from the other team. I'm getting a little bored.
Yeah, it seems like GFA's kind of coming out to lead, but rest assured you can score very quick in Lacrosse. I mean, the first goal of this game was in 9 seconds. I was talking to Isaac about that. So, look, it takes a few face-off wins, and that could change the whole outcome of the game.
Very interesting. Looking forward to seeing the rest of it.
I just want to say that the lacrosse players are great, but GSPN always has my heart.
Thank you so much.
Forever and always.
And we're back here, 12 minutes put back on the clock. Opening face-off coming, and it is won by the Dragons. Looks like that's the way every single quarter has started so far, with the strong face-off win by Grant Miller. So the Dragons, it was a little bit of a slower-paced second quarter after coming out 6 goals in a row in the first quarter. They were held to just 1, but their defense just as stout as ever. And we'll see, maybe the Dragons will pick it up. Maybe they'll just want to milk some of this clock out with this high lead, try out some new things. I don't know, but what I do know is that Bodian passed it to a teammate, and he's behind the net.
I think GFA is going to try. They're going to try to do a bit of both, I think, and they'll definitely try to get more goals. They're not going to sit on this lead and hope that it will just carry them towards a victory. But they're also going to play a little bit more conservatively. They're not going to take those more risky shots that may not go in because they don't really need to. And that's really the strategy that's going to be going forward. Maintain possession, maintain ball control, milk the clock as much as you can, and then get as many goals as you can off of those possessions. Be efficient on offense.
The Dragons will get this one back. Now, Hamden Hall had a fantastic save on that last shot by Kidd. It was a nice net save. Almost like a glove save in hockey, although the ball isn't frozen.
Right.
Well, we'll see if GFA can, what GFA can do here with some new life after that tip out of bounds. It's Edelman. Fires it behind the goal.
Watch Bodie, and he might crash into he's doing a screen, but he might crash into the inside.
Lots of contact, and that pass is going to be corralled in the backfield, so they'll have to reset. Now with Edelman, we'll see if he can power through some defenders as he takes the long shot. That one is too high, and the Hornets are going to get this one back. No, looks like they say GFA ball. It is GFA ball. Takes this long shot. That one is wide again, and GFA will get the ball back.
Looks like they're going with the long shot strategy. Just trying to take those shots beyond the perimeter and see if those can make it in their own right, rather than trying to crash into the center and getting those goals that way. But I think it's a good idea.
There's a shot and a rip of a shot, too.
It's a good
nice
idea
shot by
just that. What an incredible shot by Haas, and he's just been a force to be reckoned with from what we've seen on GSPN and throughout the season, too. First goal of the game for him, and really he's going to try to improve on that total. And like I was saying, what GFA is trying to do is they're just trying to shoot from beyond. They're trying to shoot from beyond the crease and really shoot those long shots and pass it around well and milk the clock that way. But it's working for them. They're able to get a goal out of that relatively quickly into the third quarter. And if it works, it works. And they're going to try to keep riding that and maintain time of possession, maintain as many possessions as they can to try to drain this one out from Hamden Hall.
The Hornets now finally find their way back on offense again, not with a face-off win, but with a violation. And it seems to be really interesting that they haven't really been able to win a face-off unless it is a violation called by the referee. And we'll see if they can make the most of this opportunity. They haven't had a lot of them, hence the scoreboard. And when they have, it's been a turnover or a missed pass, or some kind of miscommunication. We'll see if they can right the ship here on their first offensive opportunity. Now speeding things up, trying to find a hole through, and no one's open. This one behind the net. Will it go out of bounds? It is saved, but picked up by the Dragons. So yet another turnover, as there's a high point pass on the ground and picked up by the Hornets. Lots of contact, though, trying to get the ball away. Couldn't pop it out, as that one, a risky pass just over the stick of a defender, though. Passes this one back. Trying to spin around. Takes a big boom of a hit. This one flung up in the air, and we'll see where this one's going. This one, I believe, is going to stay with Hamden Hall. No, Dragon Ball, maybe? I think that's what they're calling, or You said blue. But no, it looks like Hamden Hall going to get this ball. The Hornets are going to take possession of this one. It's a nice opportunity as, it's a penalty flag was calling, which is why they said blue. So now it's a power play opportunity. And no better chance to score than right now for Hamden Hall.
Absolutely. This is a prime opportunity for them to get points on the board and set themselves up well offensively. Still yet to score in this game, and things just slipping further out of hand in favor of GFA. This is a prime opportunity to try to get something on the board and try to build something offensively.
That shot too high was tipped, though, so the Hornets will get it back. That ball on the ground, still on the ground and picked up now by the Dragons. As they stop, now fling it midfield, trying to flick it through. A nice move by the defender. Finding Haas, he just couldn't take it. Man, he was in big time position to score yet another goal, but the Hornets able to get that ball back. A lucky break for their defense as now they're trying to race out of their own defensive zone. Gets around the defender. Has to worry about a few more, though, as a nice flick to a teammate on the ground, picked up. This one is still on the ground, and it's going to be taken by McGrone. The Dragons now in good shape as he fires into the slot, and yet another goal. A nice assist by McGrone on a one-time shot. Puts goal number 9 on the board. And again, a very easy goal.
Yeah, exactly. Quick pass and shoot, 1-2 punch, and on the odd man rush, quick pass from McGrone, and quick shot by Kuriala. And that's in the back of the net, and that just increases GFA's lead to 9-0 with a little under 7 minutes left in your third period, not the game, third quarter. And things are just slipping further and further from Hamden Hall's hands. They just have yet to score a goal, and when they give possession back to GFA, GFA makes them pay. And they're just such an efficient offense in this game. They're really getting it done offensively, and Hamden Hall has no answer.
As this one on the ground, and another win by GFA. Oh my goodness, that's a massive hit. It's called legal. That's a big hit. As Miller's going to check out of the game. Mater comes on. As this one's now flung out behind the net. Will he be able to save it? He won't, and GFA is going to take this ball.
Bit of redemption there for that hard hit on Miller. And we'll see what GFA can do to work with this. They don't need any more goals. Obviously would like some more. And I think they're going to maybe play this particular possession aggressively just to try to maybe send a message to Hamden Hall's defense saying we're not gonna allow that to happen, and allow them to just kind of set the tone defensively and offensively for the rest of the game.
Josh Kitt checking on. And we'll see if he can provide them with even more of an offensive spark or if they'll need it, as McGrone still trying to find some space. Passes this one. It's back and going to be collected by Kitt around midfield. Trying to get around. Almost slipped by one, but now passes it off to Edelman. Now turns on the Jets, fires it inside, the shot, and a nice stick save by the goalie, and GFA will get it back.
Great stick save, and that's not an easy shot to save on those hoppers, those ones that hop right in front of you and skid up. That's a hard shot to save. You got to track it throughout, and you got to be ready for it to hop up right in front of you and have a different path than what you expected to. And that's a very heads-up play by the netminder for the Hornets.
As here's Kitt taking some contact. Low shot right through the legs. What a goal.
Wow.
Make that 2 for them, both being fantastic goals coming from way, way out. And that one was a low shot. Had to get it by some traffic and put goal number 10 on the board for the Dragons. And again, they've looked really, really solid.
That was a fantastic goal. Worm burner right through the legs. I mean, he just showing right now the ability to shoot from anywhere on the field and to shoot in anywhere in the net. Really, the goalie can't cover anywhere he can shoot. The gap isn't small enough for Josh Kitt. I mean, the radius of the ball would definitely determine that. But it seems like he can shoot in really any gap that's available to him, and he's getting it done there. 10 goals scored in this one, and Josh Kitt, an instrumental part of this GFA lead.
Flings this one now to midfield in the offensive zone now. We get the substitution as Edwards comes back on, taking a lot of contact, flings this one away, and it's a foot race. Will it reach? It will not, and Haas, nice job to get away from the defender. Has to find somebody, though. Miscommunication, and the Hornets are able to take it right back. She should have picked that one up himself. They're now looking for a way through. The Hornets thought about taking a shot, but couldn't find a way through. We've got 4 minutes left in your third quarter. This one flung around. Still trying to find a way through, able to get around the defender, and he was pushed down. Flag called, though. Looked like, not sure if that was obsessive contact there. Maybe a combination of the hit and a slip, but draws a flag from the referee, so the Dragons will lose a player.
And this is another prime opportunity for Hamden Hall to break that goose egg, score a goal, establish themselves offensively, and work to increase that, or at least change the deficit between them and GFA, because right now it's a bit out of hand, and they just want to get that first goal, and then hopefully those goals will come in bunches, and this is a prime opportunity to do that.
Well, passing it around, like you said, looking for that first goal. We'll see if they can get it here, although it's really been, like we've seen throughout the whole game, turnovers and errant passes, and just about everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offense.
Exactly, and they've had a couple of good offensive drives. They've moved it well. They've had good passing on.
There is a turnover there. Sorry to cut you off.
No. Definitely important to capture the action. But like I was saying, they've had a couple of good offensive drives, but they've been spoiled by exactly that, turnovers. And they've been able to pass it well on several, but the turnovers have really been what that's killing them.
And there's their first goal of the game. And a tough shot for Grills to deal with, so take that 0 off the scoreboard. That has to feel good. Definitely a pressure reliever.
Absolutely. Definitely good to get that first goal. You see that goose egg's broken. You finally broke the scoreboard, and really, the main thing of it, or the main part of it, is that you figured out the defense. You figured out what the defense showed you in that moment. And that means that you know how, at least in that instance, to beat the defense and get the goal. And will that lead to more goals from the Hornets offense? We'll have to see. But breaking that goose egg and establishing the confidence that you can score, but also knowing exactly how to beat GFA's defense in a given circumstance is very valuable for Hamden Hall, and it could lead to more goals going forward.
Hamden Hall has broken the ice. We'll see if they can put another one on the board here. I definitely think it is good for the confidence to put that first goal on the board. We'll see if they can get something going, although they are down by 8. It's a hole, but they have a whole quarter to work with, and we've seen 4 goals or 3 goals in a minute and 30 seconds. We've got almost 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, so as this one's now on the ground, slashed away, and still on the ground. And I think it's going to be picked up. Looks like it's picked up by Hamden Hall. So the Hornets will have an opportunity to put a second goal on the board. Fighting through contact, and lots of contact there. He finds a teammate. This one just off. Picked up by Grills. He's a long way out, though, as this one on the ground, trying to battle for it. It would be an open net if they get it. They couldn't get it in time, as this one's still on the ground, trying to kick it away. Hornets will get this one back. Now in the middle, there's the shot, and a great save by Grills. Now Kitt racing down the field, finds him inside, a wide open shot, and a great save in net by Hamden Hall. Will they be able to find another shot, though, as they have some time to work with? Planting this one behind the net. Fired inside the Kitt. Couldn't get him. And now the Hornets try to get out of their own defensive end. Finds a wide open teammate. And Hamden Hall looks like they're a man up for this attack as they find one underneath. There's a good save by Grills again off the side of the net.
And like that, just like that, this game becomes super fast-paced and really great series for Hamden Hall on their end, GFA on their end, and then back to Hamden Hall. Fantastic shots, and this game's really heating up.
As Edelman lost his stick, we've got a minute to go, and the Hornets take a long shot. That one is off the mark. We'll see. Is this one going to Greens Farms? It is. Well, Edelman checks out, and Edwards checks on. And we are now in the final minute of this third quarter, and a fast-paced ending to this third quarter as McGrone gets slashed in the face with a stick. No call by the referee, though. Again, they can't feel good as Kit. Wow, that's a rocket of a shot, but a nice reaction save by the goalie. Able to track that all the way through somehow. My goodness.
Wow. That one had some spin on it. It looked like a pitch, and it was just perfect placement. And how he can do that with a lacrosse stick is beyond me.
Now down the sideline, trying to find a teammate. They've got 20 seconds and counting to work with. Now the final 5 seconds. They have to speed it up. They're not going to get a shot off. They're completely unaware of the clock, it looks like, and they weren't able to get an opportunity. That was more than enough time to try to go ahead and take a shot, and GFA wouldn't have been able to go all the way down and score down the other end, especially with, 10 seconds left. But this half is going to end. Hamden Hall finally gets their goal, but GFA put, 3 of their own?
Exactly. Yeah, they put 3 of their own. They came into this half with 7 goals, so it's 10, 3 in a row. Well, not 3 in a row, 3 of their own. And Hamden Hall's able to break that score, break the ice there with that 1 goal, but at what cost? Now the lead is increased to 9 for GFA, and things are not looking good for them, and they were not able to get a shot off on that offensive series. It's like in basketball when you're in the zone and you have about 10 seconds and you don't shoot it. Like, there's thing that, like, at that point, just shoot the shot, and you might not make it. You probably won't make it, but at least you want to attempt it.
Well, looks like after that hit, Edelman is leaving the game. I'm not sure if it's if it's an injury concern or if it's a precaution or if he had this planned. We gotta hope he's okay. I know in that big hit he lost his stick. He may have checked in with the training staff and they told him to sit the rest of this one out. Definitely a story to watch for the upcoming games, as he's a great player for him, and they're losing a big-time offensive, big body and shooter, really. So we'll keep an update on that. As for right now, though, 12 more minutes on the clock in the final quarter of this one. The Dragons up by 9. And again, it's been their command of the face-off circle and their command of just the game in general from the offensive zone that's really put them ahead by so many goals. Now a goalie change, so Grills is going to be coming out, but with a 9-goal cushion and not many shots against you. Doesn't seem like too risky of a move, and you don't want to risk an injury for Grills when you don't need to. And Grills is also he's a senior. He's not going to be on the team forever. You got to get the upcoming freshman, the new goalie is a freshman, some time in net to prepare for next season.
Absolutely. You definitely want to give him some experience and some real game opportunities to show what he's got, show what skills he's got, show how he's going to step up to the really great legacy that Jack Grills is leaving behind as a fantastic goalie for GFA. And we've seen him make countless saves and really fantastic saves and clutch plays. And we'll see how this goalie compares too. And we'll see what kind of style of play he has, because Jack Grills has definitely a unique style of goalie play. He likes to move around with it a lot. He's a very mobile goalie, if that's a thing. But we'll see how this goalie steps up to the challenge.
Now Edwards battling off contact, using that big frame and finding a teammate on the outside. Still looking for a way through as they pass this one around the sides. Looks like Bodian checking in. Another substitution for the Dragons as they slow things down a little bit. Now we're racing behind the goal. Yeah, and trying to find a hole through. They're taking a nice approach, trying to find the perfect opportunity, especially when you're up by so much. Take some time off the clock. It's a nice job by Edwards, and there's a goal. So Edwards able to slip by and find Haas, and I believe that's Haas's third goal of the game.
Throw the hats on the field. It's a hat trick for Haas, and he's just played phenomenally again and again this season. This is another data point to that. He's played phenomenally in this game, and we know his offensive abilities. He does well defensively as well, and able to score a quick goal there. And that one looked almost routine. Just a quick flick of the wrist, and it's in the back of the net. And he was in perfect positioning. Great pass by Thomas Edwards right to the stick of Kyle Haas, and Kyle Haas was able to put it in the back of the net. And that's that 1-2 punch that we've seen GFA utilize all season long. You have a player cutting into the middle of the field. We see the girls across two do this as well. And they're able to do a quick pass and a quick shoot, and the goalie really can't do anything about it.
As looks like a late hit. No flag coming, but GFA is going to get this one back. It looks like he's shaken up a bit at the end of that one, Miller. Timeout called, and Miller will get checked on by the training staff. We've got 10 more minutes of this one, and the Dragons' lead increased now to 10. That's a very comfortable lead, 10, especially with 10 minutes left. I mean, it's tough. You know, you can score 3 goals in a minute and 30 seconds like we saw in the Rye Country Day game.
Right,
but, I mean,
exactly.
Eventually, you just sort of run out of time if you can't. That's not a pace that you can really maintain. If
right.
you can, I'd love to see it happen.
Yeah.
That would be very,
absolutely.
very cool.
What if a team can maintain that pace for 10 minutes? That's something to behold. But at this point, yeah, if you're Hamden Hall, you got to be thinking, now's the time that we got to increase this. I mean, down by 10 with 10 minutes left, you have to average about a goal a minute, and that's not easy to do, especially the way this game has been going. Haven't definitely not averaged a goal a minute. Have only 1 goal on their ledger, and that's going to need to change if they're going to try to come back in this one and try to tie this one up. They have to really start to have a good drive. And it all starts with winning the faceoff. They got to go one step at a time. Win the faceoff, establish a good drive offensively, pass it around well, move quickly but don't hurry, and then find the open man and get those easy goals, or those relatively quote-unquote easy goals.
Well, Rye Country Day was able to exploit the faceoff wins when they started winning faceoffs in a row, going down, passing it around, super quick, just quick passes, and really it was almost like their bench was just yelling charge, because they just went straight through, almost knocking people over in the process to get those goals. That's how you get them so fast, when you're just really, really aggressive. And when you turn on the jets a little bit, it's people don't do that because it's not something sustainable over the course of the game.
Absolutely.
But in the final minutes, when you need those goals, it's all systems go. And Rye Country Day were, and they almost came back 1 goal away. I'd say if they have another 30 seconds, that game would have been overtime. But this game certainly doesn't look like it's going to go into overtime, not at this pace, as the Dragons take this ball back. And now inside 10 minutes to go. So a lot of time, but a lot of time not for the scoring pace of Hamden Hall.
Absolutely.
I feel like they'd need another game.
Right. I mean,
because they really haven't been efficient, as that one is a nice save.
They would need another 10 games at the rate that they're scoring if the score doesn't change to tie this one up. And that, for them to come back, and obviously the scoring rate has to change.
And it's not been inefficiency on offense. It's been
right.
Inefficiency in the midfield, not being able to take care of the ball. And with the amount of chances that GFA has had, it's not like every single shot they've taken has gone in either. It's just they've had so many opportunities. And there's a goal again. It's Jackson for his first goal of the game. And Johnny Jackson puts goal number 12 on the board. There it is. It's just things like that where you're just able to get by the defender. A miscommunication with the positioning.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Bit of miscommunication on defense, perhaps, or just great planning offensively. And Jackson's able to crash into the middle of the field, gets the pass, and makes a quick shot into the upper center of the net. And it looked like it hit the post and it hit the crossbar and in. And that's a fantastic goal for him. And GFA increasing that lead now to 11, and things just are looking bleak for Hamden Hall. They're going to need to win this face-off and probably have a really fast drive down the end of the field. You don't want to rush something.
Just to boost momentum, to try to catch GFA off guard is really their best shot of trying to climb out of this massive hole. But I mean, 11 is it's not looking too good, as this one is trying to pick it up. And it looks like the Dragons still have it. Ball on the ground. This one's slashed out, but the Hornets will take this one. So it's not going to be the quick face-off drive that they probably would have wanted, but they are going to have an offensive drive. Looks like some personnel changes up top for the Dragons. And now the final 8 minutes in your final fourth quarter, and we'll see if the Hornets can turn on the Jets and get some goals back here. But GFA's defense has just been looked great all game. And like you were saying, in a sport like lacrosse where goals come so fast, you have to think a shutout is really not reasonable to expect. Even at the pace of this game, I mean, you're going to get your goal eventually.
Right. It just is a matter of time. And really the best teams are able to get it quickly. As you saw GFA in 9 seconds, they were able to get their first goal. But I mean, for Hamden Hall, it took a whole period, and they got it in the.
And that has to be a flag as he got him from behind.
And the flags fly. I think that 2 officials threw their flags, or at least.
Yeah, definitely a tripping call.
Yeah, and that one was pretty egregious.
I'm not sure why that player is confused about the penalty. Because it was clearly a trip.
Yeah, clearly.
He clearly got him with a stick.
A very clear trip, and there's not really much you can be confused about with that.
The only thing I'm confused about is why the flag wasn't thrown quicker.
Exactly. But GFA will go a man up, and that's definitely not something.
No, absolutely not. And you know that's what lost the game for Hopkins in the last one. It was so tight. And GFA won by 2, but they were up 1 after that late hit on Henry McDonald. And that's what won GFA the game. Because if Hopkins didn't have that late hit, GFA wouldn't have held onto the ball when it went out of bounds. And they wouldn't have scored that second goal to put the nail in the coffin. Hopkins would have been going the other way with only 1 more goal to go. And they were the team climbing out of the hole towards the end of the game. Exactly. They had all the momentum. And it was just shut down by a late hit that really shouldn't have happened for Hopkins. It was so disappointing that such a great game ended in that fashion.
Absolutely.
And I know the tensions were hot. There was a little brawl on the sidelines too. But I mean, that's not the way to react, and you cost your team the game. As there is a turnover there by Bodian, and now the Hornets try to put goal number 2 on the board. That pass just a little bit too high, able to scoop it up though. Some contact, gets around some defenders, trying to find a teammate, and again, off the ball movement not there to help him out. He's had to do a lot on his own so far. No one's moving to help him. Taking some contact, running now the other way across the goal, and finally finds a teammate. Thought about shooting, doesn't. Now back to the outside, behind the net now. Makes some contact, trying to fling away. A nice idea to shoot that ball, but a good save in net as this one's flung and will be taken by Kit. Oh my goodness, what a move by Kit to get around the defender.
Absolutely.
Once again, have a day. He's having a fantastic game so far. I mean, that's a real heads-up play. You got to know exactly what you're doing to do that.
The awareness he has is fantastic. That was you had to be really focused in the game and aware of everything that's going on around you to be able to spin, flip the ball into the center of the field, and then pick it up by yourself and then go to work offensively. That's really a heads-up play, and that's what his specialty is. He just is so he's so clear, like he's so clear-headed in the game, and he's so aware of everything that goes on. He's had such great vision, and he's able to see the field in a different way than a lot of other players can see it, and he's able to exploit the weaknesses that he sees in the defense.
Boy, Josh Kitt right now is making me not want to graduate. I want to see what he looks like when he's a senior. He's just a freshman. He's got a lot of time to grow and skills to develop, and he's already playing at a high level like this.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is going to be something special to watch for the upcoming seasons for Greens Farms.
Absolutely. We're going to have to come back during our breaks from college and on Spring Sports Day perhaps and broadcast a game and see how he's grown as a player, because he's playing at such a high level now, and he's only a freshman, and he'll just get better and better with each season.
As there's a shot, and just off the mark. The Dragons are going to get this one, though. Now Roy behind the net. In the final 5 minutes of this one now. Taking some contact, trying to look for some help as he flings this one inside and picked up by the goalkeeper. Passes this one a long way, and this one out, and looks like this one's going out of bounds. And again, that's been the story of the day. It's been passes like that that have really stunted this Hornets offense, really not giving them great opportunities.
Absolutely. They're just not able to connect on their passes and not able to secure the fundamentals. Ball control, passing, movement off the ball. That just has been lacking all season long. It's really been in the midfield, as you said. They haven't been able to find their teammates in the midfield, and they haven't been able to connect with them. And that's led to turnovers, and GFA's taken the ball and gone to work offensively in their offensive zone. And that's led to greater time of possession and ultimately a lot more goals. And so GFA kind of pounding away a win, or at least inching towards that final whistle.
Well, I wouldn't say inching towards it. I mean, they do have an 11-goal lead. But definitely in good shape to take this one for sure, as this one is taken outside. Thought about shooting it, didn't. I would have liked the shot there, but
I think that's a
passes
good
it
idea
behind
for
the
a shot,
net.
but
Take more time off the clock.
Right,
Don't give
exactly.
the ball to Hamden Hall. It's Kitt now drives it for a shot, and there is goal number 3. All of them being just mind-blowing shots. That one with a lot of traffic, able to put it in a nice place where the goalie can't get it, and 3 rockets for Josh Kitt, and he's having himself a great day on his first GSPN broadcast of his career.
Wow. What an introduction. I mean, this is a perfect introduction for Josh Kitt on a GSPN broadcast. And hat trick and 3 insane goals, one through the legs of the goalie, one just a rocket from way downtown, and then a third, which is an equally fast rocket that if you blinked during that time, folks, you missed it. It was just a fantastic shot from way, way, way beyond the crease, and he's able to get it done. This is why we'd say he's such a special player and why he's such a fantastic addition to this team as a freshman, and he's just only going to get better with time. And he's just making his mark on this game. Throw hats on the field, folks. That's his hat trick.
Well, we were talking about how it's such a good idea to make sure that he's healthy before he gets out on the field. And this is why, because you don't want a player like this to get injured. And look, now that he's 100% healthy, he's gotten the green light. He's going ahead and he knows that it's okay for him to go all out. And that he is today. I mean, he's been good on offense. He's played a little bit of defense today. He's had some great moves to get around defenders, and he has that speed too. And speed kills, especially in lacrosse, if you can fight through some contact and just make a beeline towards the other team's net. Great to have that speed out there.
Absolutely. You can just blow past defenders, and you can weave through defenders and get to a place where you have a good shot, an uncontested shot, and then just rip it and put it in the back of the net. Having that speed is so crucial, and speed's one of those quantities in sports that's just essential to almost any sport. And Josh Kitt has it in bunches.
Well, the Hornets trying to put goal number 2 on the board. It's been a rough day for their offense, due in very large part to the amount of turnovers that they've had in the midfield, and turnovers like a few passes from the goalie. There is a rocket shot past the goalie. It's a great goal. But they were able to put number 2 on the board. And it doesn't get faster than that. They respond in a big way, but they need a few more of those if they're going to try to tie this one up. 10 to be exact. But at least it's something you can, don't have to hang your head, as you put a second one out on there, and a goal of that fashion is definitely something not be too upset about.
Absolutely. You can take that into your next game and say, look, I did that well as a player, and I can do that in the next game. If I see the opportunity, I'm going to try to take that shot. It creates confidence in your coach, in you. It allows your coach to have confidence in you to take that shot in that position. And also, it allows your team to test out plays and really work around that ability and take that in the next game. And that goal, while Hamden Hall definitely appreciates it, might be a case of a little too late, as we're just under 2 minutes left in this one, and GFA holds a substantial 11-goal lead.
Another good save by Hamden Hall, as now 1 minute and 45 seconds on the clock, so I think it's safe to say now that GFA is going to go ahead and get a win. Just a matter of by how much at this point. As the Hornets get into the offensive zone. We'll see if they take another long shot. Thought about taking it. Nice job to get by a defender in front of the net. Tried to go behind the back. It was tipped, though, so Hornets will get it back. I would have liked the normal shot. I know it would have been a lot prettier if he went behind the back, and it definitely would have been an exciting play, but you got to take the sure thing, really, especially when you're point blank in front of the net. There's a third goal now for the Hornets. We got 1 minute and 12 seconds on the clock, so again, not enough time for them to battle back, but the Hornets are able to make it 13-3 now, so just sort of a little bit of damage control.
Right, and this is kind of the time where you're testing out plays for the next game, and that's exactly what they're doing. They are saying, what is working well in the final minutes of this one that we can take into our next game, and we'll try to see how our offense performs in this final minute, how our defense performs in this final minute, and work with what flaws we see in the defense and what strengths we see in the defense and take that into our next game. And in practice, I think they're definitely going to work on passing in the midfield and controlling the ball in the midfield zone, making sure that they maintain possession in that kind of gray area of the field so that they can establish themselves well offensively and have a lot more offensive drives, maintain the ball, and then move off the ball, which is another thing they're going to work with, and get goals that way.
So the final minute of this game is upon us, and the Dragons will have the ball in the offensive zone, probably just passing it around and taking the time off the clock. You don't want to risk an injury. I don't think either team wants to risk an injury at this point. But overall, a good job by their offense, who picked up the scoring in this fourth quarter. Had a slow second quarter, but they started scoring in the second half as this pass goes out of bounds. So Hamden Hall is going to get it with 29 seconds up. That's enough for them to score goal number 4.
Right.
I think.
30 seconds, and the way their offense has kind of come alive in this final few minutes, final 3 minutes really of the game, it's enough time, and I think that they're going to want to try to do that, try to get some consolation goals and something to take into their next game and something to test out offensively. This is a good time to test out an experimental play, something that's maybe been collecting dust in the back of the playbook for the coach, and see if they can make anything work.
There is a very long shot past the goalie, and it was definitely enough time for goal number 4, although I don't think there's going to be enough time for goal number 5 unless they score right off the face-off. But there it is, 13-4 now. So the lead trimmed from, 12 to 9? Or 11 to 9?
Yeah, it was 11 to 9, so good offensive series for Hamden Hall. Something they can definitely be proud of in the final few minutes, how they were able to get that done and chip away at the lead, although GFA will come away with the win in this one. And they're gonna take that into the next game, knowing that they did that well and working on what they need to work on. Like I said, midfield passing, definitely something they can increase and do better with. And they'll try to do the best they can.
Shot saved. Not that it would count anyway, and GFA comes away with this one victorious, letting up some 3 straight goals in the 4 goals this quarter, but it was 3 straight goals to end this one, and the Dragons though take this win 13-4 in large part to a lot of the turnovers that they got from missed passes by the Hornets. Really couldn't get the offense going, and the Dragons offense was very explosive. They had a lot of opportunities to be explosive though, but all that counts is that they put 13 goals in the back of the net. None of them being prettier than the first goal of Josh Kitt's GSPN broadcast career in the first quarter. Oh my goodness, that's something I'm going to watch when I get home.
Absolutely, I'm rewatching that least 2 or 3 times. That was such a fantastic goal. And what an introduction to his first goal of a GSPN broadcast. What an
First
introduction.
game.
First game,
broadcast
first
being
goal.
a hat trick with some
Absolutely.
assists and some great moves. Great display from Kit to start his first game of hopefully many, even though we'll be gone, hopefully many GSPN broadcast games.
Absolutely.
So there you have it. It's a 13-4 win for the Dragons. They sting the Hornets back after getting us yesterday in baseball. The Dragons go ahead and get them in lacrosse. This has been a lot of fun. Isaac and I are going to be back tomorrow for a baseball game, and that's going to be a lot of fun. But until then, this has been Charles Cohen and Isaac Moskowitz, and from everyone at the GSPN crew, we say thank you for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow, signing off.